What's up, everyone? Um, this guy is, I think his handle is Eric sees all. Um, but this is not my video. I just wanted to, I don't know, elaborate. Maybe not elaborate, but just share it with everyone. Um, just because it's important. You know what I mean? He points out a lot of good things in this video. I started to watch maybe like 5 minutes of it, and I stopped it, and then I'm gonna restart it and watch it with y'all, so to speak.
Hey everybody, so glad to be back. Sorry for the days that I haven't been able to be on here and get this news and this truth out to you. Just had a few things happen with my computer going down and just busy with family stuff for the last couple days, so we're gonna get back into it now though. Once again now, even after I've not had to cover it for the last week, we knew this is where they were going to go with this, okay? Talking about this second wave, that they've already predicted that's what's going to happen. Like they predicted pretty much everything so far, knowing that they are behind it. They are using us against us. And what I mean by that is it's article after article of all of us not listening and adhering to these social distancing guidelines.
It's crazy because um maybe it's not crazy. It just makes me feel good to know that there's other people out there who are making videos talking about the same shit, because I can't remember, it was a couple videos ago or the last, I don't know, it was one of my past videos. I said the same thing, or at least among the same thing, and how they're gonna, you know, berate us, fear, everybody go inside, and then, us, so to speak, and this guy right here, Eric, and everyone else, thousands of people, who are like, this is some straight bullshit. Um, they know we were gonna do that. Why? Because they watch our videos. They own this platform. Like, people got to understand that shit. Like, what? It's a double edged. It's a double edged sword, because yes, we can communicate with everyone that we want to, but the problem is getting it there and getting it to stay there, because um they'll just delete your videos off for no reason at all. Well, for reasons, but they don't give you reasons. I've had a couple of my lives disappear, and people said something to me about it. Nope, no email, no nothing at all, because somebody said something or I said something, whatever. um, but this is how they're playing it, man. And now, since we're like, oh, it's a bunch of bullshit, it's bullshit. Now they're gonna put it into effect. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had to condition everyone to get everyone back into the house, and then from now that everyone's back in the house, they're able to set up and do whatever they need to do, whether it's those towers, or I don't know, whatever they got to do. I've heard of, I don't know. To me, honestly, what I think, and this is not true, this is not 100% anything, this is just me thinking. Don't quote me. I'm not saying this is real. I'm just saying this is what I think, which is just a thought, which means that it's not real, and I'm just using my imagination, all right? What I think is damn. I said all that and forgot what I was gonna say. It's fucking great, right? See how that works? Well, I mean, I guess there's a couple ways, man. Like, the first thing I think of is everyone who's ever gotten I don't even know how to say it anymore. Starts with a V, but if anybody's got those, you know, um, that we all have some type of other V word has us in it. And I don't know anything about being a doctor or scientist, nothing. But I would assume that it would store in your DNA and just sit there, because it's creating antibodies, which very well could be true, but I just my whole thing is that I don't even. It just doesn't seem like it shouldn't. It shouldn't work because you're doing something that's like unnatural, so to speak. And I know there's a lot of other things that aren't natural that we do that are helpful, but it just with that type of stuff, that's some delicate stuff, man. It's really shouldn't mess with that kind of stuff, man. It just freaks me out. But I don't know, man. It's just getting ridiculous. I lost my train of thought. I totally forgot what I was saying. It's, life of a fucking stoner. Jeez, oh flip. But either way, whatever. Let's just get back to the video.
The nation clearly struggling to balance how to reopen the country without putting even more lives at risk to COVID-19. The worrying scenes of holiday crowd control from across the country, footage from Backwater Jack's at Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri, showing a tightly packed pool party in full swing just one day after similar images raised concerns. In Texas, tubers defying social distancing as they beat the heat to celebrate the long weekend. Boardwalks back in business and bustling, this scene in Ocean City, Maryland, an annual rite of passage as Americans mark the unofficial start of summer. President Trump marking this Memorial Day at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier in Arlington National Cemetery, keeping a safe distance. And that staggering number, the U.S. is now rapidly approaching nearly 100,000 lives lost to this pandemic. Is enough being done to prevent that toll from soaring even higher? ABC's Stephanie Ramos leads our coverage tonight from the Jersey Shore.
Tonight, an unprecedented Memorial Day. Thousands emerging from court.
And you gotta remember too is that these, it just like, it irritates me so much. But they use words like unprecedented and they gotta keep using pandemic and it's just y'all gotta realize that it's all a play on words, man. And they put all these words together, and it makes you think certain things, and then you picture certain things, and then you start to panic, or you get filled with fear, That's what they're doing, is that they're serving a big old ball of it, and they're shoving it down your throats, your spiritual throats. And when you eat that stuff, it's toxic. And that toxic, it ultimately gives your energy to them. All right? If we learn to not pay attention to that stuff, I mean, obviously, if you got to sacrifice, a day or something like that where you check it just to see, like, what's going on, just like how this guy's doing it or whatever, okay, whatever. But, to sit there and every morning and feed into this thing, like, yeah, at first you might you might, have the mindset, but then eventually you're just going to fade right back into it, and you're going to start believing stuff that's happening because they use things to trigger certain emotions, and it's all a freaking, it's a program. It's the whole point of it. Program what they want you to believe so that they can do what they please.
Quarantine. Many defying social distancing guidelines despite new cases of COVID-19 increasing in several states. New images of packed pools at Missouri's Lake of the Ozarks for a second straight day. They were added again.
If you're worried about it, stay home. If you don't want to catch it, then stay home.
The state's Department of Health releasing a statement just hours ago warning this is when we tend to see the long-lasting and tragic impact of these decisions that are being made.
Like, what? And how do you know that? It just bothers me that people don't see what these people are saying, because they do nothing but lie to us, but it's like, it's literally to the point where, like, we're living their lie. So I don't know, it's like ridiculous. Like, they lie to us, but they tell us the truth instead, if that makes sense. They give us the lie, and then they come out and then they tell us the truth, but we just gotta decode it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because they always gotta tell us. Man, this makes me sick. Not that these people are having fun. This doesn't make me sick at all. Like, this is exactly what should happen, because nothing is wrong. The problem is that one way or another, or multiple ways, who the hell knows, is that they're gonna spread it somehow. Oh, what I wanted to say before was that everyone who gets those things in your arm, and now they're gonna put up, I know everybody thinks probably I'm crazy thinking of this, but they put up the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the letter, you know what I'm talking about, that rhymes with B. They're able to turn that on, like I said, to a certain frequency, and I believe to be able to make that multiply, or however they work. I don't know how they work, to come alive and start to multiply. And the reason why I say this is because, think about it. If they have devices out there that we can buy, all right, they're thousands of dollars, but you can set your own frequency, to whatever, like, I think was it the Schumann resonance, which is healing, and I think there's maybe a couple, I don't know, I can't remember, but you can set it to that, and you can put these anodes, I guess that's the right thing, I don't know, but these little sticky pads, and you plug the little, like, an aux cord into it, and you can turn this machine on, and you can heal your body. Like, you can get all those nasty frequencies that they beam into us all the time, get it all out of you, and you can feel much better. If they have that type of, if they're able to do that, okay, just take that wonderful, beautiful technology that can save tons of people, all right, and then think about if a person who got the most evil person in the world, or people in the world, get a hold of it and want to do evil things with it, because you can very well turn it the other way and make it so it hurts. Not necessarily like stabbing pain or anything like that. I don't know how it feels, but when you are around bad or the wrong frequency, it doesn't make you feel good, and eventually, if it's powerful enough, it can make you sick. But if that's all I'm saying, is if they're able to do that and have that technology, and they know about the technology, and they understand how it works, then why couldn't they Because that's also this. I'm sorry. Also those the frequencies, and this, I don't know, even the sounds, but more so the frequencies that can heal your DNA. I don't know if everybody's ever seen that or heard that, but there's certain, I guess, things that you can do to heal your DNA. And like I said, once again, play devil's advocate. What if the most evil person in the world got something like that? What would they do? I don't know. You know? Destroy it, which they've already done. But who's to say that they couldn't take that thing that they stuck in your arm, because that's the only way it can get in there. It's a trick. This video is probably going to get taken down. But that's the only way they get in there. That's why they're massively doing it. I'm telling you, man. And like I said, this is all just my thoughts. This isn't anything I'm reading. None of that. It's just how I feel and what I think. I'm not saying any of this is 100% true. I'm not saying anything of this. I don't know this to be true. So do not quote me and tell me that, oh my God, you did. No, and I'm not saying that this is 100% true. I'm not saying it's even 50% true. I can't tell you if it's true or not. All I'm saying is I just put my mind, and I observe the technology, and then I play both sides and see, if I had that, I would do wonderful things with it. But let's say if I was evil, I would do this with it. It's just simple thinking. Something that people don't do anymore. But I'm telling you, man, it's just fucked up because they're allowing us to go back out, and they're doing this news coverage shit and telling us how, oh, this is how devastation happens. Oh my God. And then they post the stupid kids on there. Oh, if you're scared, go home, and it's just all building up so that when it hits, everyone is going to be so much in a state of fear. It's not even going to be funny. I'm telling you, man, I just don't have a good feeling about this, man. Yeah, I don't want to lose my family, man. I don't want to lose my friends and my distant family and my animals, and just like just even the people around me, man, that I don't know. Nobody deserves anything like this, man. It's fucking frustrating. It's sickening. Why is this able? Why are we letting this happen? What is it gonna take, man? I want to grow old with my family, man. It's way too early to say goodbye. This shit is fucked up, man. But, what can you do? I'm one fucking person. I don't know, man.
Descending on the scenic Lake Havasu in Arizona. In Texas, this river overflowing with tubers.
If I get it, everybody else getting it. Hey.
It's life.
This club in Houston crammed with partiers, the city vowing to enforce its 25% capacity rule on bars and clubs after about 300 complaints of people not social distancing. Dr. Deborah Burke says she's very concerned.
We now have excellent scientific evidence of how far droplets go when we speak or just simply talking to one another.
So we know that they can now use this and say, look, we gave you all a chance. You didn't listen. Now we have to lock it down again because nobody could follow the social distancing guidelines. We knew they were going to do this and use all of this against us. Okay? And here's your lovely Dr. Anthony Fauci on how America can avoid a second wave of the coronavirus. Okay, this is from today at 11:18 a.m. As the U.S. continues to battle the novel coronavirus outbreak, fears over a second wave of cases have been looming over the country. While there is no doubt that more cases will continue to emerge in the months ahead, it's not too late for America to prevent a second wave of COVID-19, according to Dr. Anthony Fauci, the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases and member of the White House COVID-19 Task Force. Speaking to Newsweek, Fauci says, "It is in our hands. We can prevent a second wave if we respond to the inevitable infections we'll see in the fall and winter. There's no doubt that this virus is not going to disappear from the planet by the time we get to the fall and the winter, because there's considerable activity right now in the United States, even though some cities and states are going down in virus cases from looking at the charts." Fauci says that's because the novel coronavirus is prevalent and highly transmissible. "I don't think there's a chance in the world that we're going to avoid more infections. Inevitably, there will be infections in the fall and winter." Fauci
Like, it is just... Like, I don't understand how people cannot fucking see what they're doing. I'm so sick of being called crazy and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, and I'm not this, I'm not this. And they're doing this shit right in front of your fucking faces. They're literally telling you what the fuck is gonna happen. I just don't get it no more, man. What the fuck is it gonna take out there? Everybody, hello? Are your fucking eyes open? Fuck, man.
explained, the virus is very difficult to completely control and eliminate, and there will always be some infection in some part of the planet, especially since people are traveling. I mean, China is seeing that now. They practically completely suppressed the virus, but now travel-related cases are coming back into China. But when those inevitable cases appear, it doesn't mean we inevitably will have a second wave. It's about how we respond and prevent these infections from becoming a true resurgent wave. It's in our hands. We've got to be able to grab the bull by the horns and be prepared, Fauci says. See, they continue to push it and say it's all in our hands. As long as you do what we're telling you, as long as you listen and obey all of our rules, we can avoid this second wave. But if you don't, of course, this second wave is going to come in. And that's how they're leading it up with all the stories about people at beaches, pools, etc., not following these guidelines. It's difficult to predict what the level of an infection will be. It's tough to predict how things are going to be this summer. We're hoping that the numbers will go way down when we get to June, July, and August. Perhaps there will be a decrease in cases because of the weather, but we don't know yet if that will be a contributor or not. We hope we can get some help from the weather, but we can't count on it, he adds.
of course we can't count on it. You know, it's just like, I don't know, man. It's like, are they they throw the thing out there, everyone gets sick, they bring the solution, which is the thing that starts with a V, and then it has a digital marker in it. But you know, what if, I don't know, I don't know, man. It's just like, this is absolute, this is the fucking Twilight Zone, and everyone's just like, yeah, man, fucking, yeah, man, just chilling. I just don't fucking get it no more, man.
And this is the whole thing as well. They are continuing to blur the lines and merge all of this, what they're saying is coming from the coronavirus. You know, how they've kept all of the symptoms so vague. And, you know, now they're talking how it's going to mix with the actual flu strain coming this fall and winter. So that the...
I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like, the thoughts are fucking limitless at this point. They could literally say, oh my god, don't poop in your toilet because it's gonna fucking spread the V, and you can't, so you gotta go out back and make your own holes and do it old fashioned. We're sorry, we'll let you know when we can again. It's just like, and people would literally be like, okay, alright, well, gotta go take a dump. You know, I know it's funny or whatever, you know, it made me laugh too, but, like, that's how stupid this shit is that they literally feed you bullshit, and we just like, okay, time to go, yay. Like, we're all a bunch of fucking retards, man. It's just crazy. And they're just gonna just do whatever the fuck they want, because we're gonna let them.
Two are going to combine and have disastrous effects.
For more than 3 months now, the world has been grappling to contain a mysterious virus which knows no border.
Yeah, that nobody's ever seen before, and then everyone who has seen it was either false test or you know, whatever. It was all. Oh my god, man.
Coronavirus has wreaked havoc across the globe and has infected more than 2.5 million people worldwide. A second wave of COVID-19, the infection caused by the virus, is expected to hit the United States in the winter months.
Like, is expected? Like, what? And people don't question this shit. What do you mean it's expected? How does it just arrive? What, did you fucking call it last night and ask him, hey, when are you coming back from vacation? Because we probably need you. It's almost your turn to get on stage. It doesn't make any fucking sense, man. And they'll come out with some bogus ass science thing. Well, you know, the wind goes this way and the wind goes that way, and it's 45 degrees here and 102 degrees there, and it goes at 80 miles an hour this way, and it goes across the world, and it comes back around, and then that's how the second wave, because it's going to go back, because the wind's going to take it all the way around the world. I could fucking sit here and make this shit up while I'm taking a shit on the toilet, and as long as I get it broadcasted all the way across the world, then everyone will believe it. It is, I mean, literally, people said, they literally said, go buy a fuck ton of toilet paper, and everybody fucking went and did it, man. You know? Go buy a bunch of fucking cleaner. And you literally still, to this day, it's been 2 months, and you cannot go back in there and find any kind of napkins or rarely can you find paper towels. But I've heard that there's some of these things aren't going to come back. Like, they're just going to be empty, and it's not going to come back. Because, you know, like I said, the foods, you know, is, you know, food shortages, which is a bunch of fuck shit, because we know that they're just dumping it out because the chain somehow has been severed and they aren't able to, do what they properly do, and it's this is all like if you were able to pay attention. I know, doing this research is like a fucking job, but if you make it a hobby, it makes it fun, man. But it's not just fun, it's real. That's the one thing. At first, I kind of just did it like it was, I don't know, I just kind of listened. I believe some of the stuff, but a lot of stuff just didn't seem real to me, but it's a whole other story, man. Like, we gotta pay attention to this shit, man.
And the second onslaught could be even more devastating. Why? Because it will collide with another seasonal scourge, influenza.
But see, right there is them again converging the two, blurring the lines between normal, influenza deaths and everything that goes on with that, and then their completely ludicrous numbers from the coronavirus. And they continue to say that we can spread it everywhere because people just don't even know they have it. That's why there's such a threat, is because people can have it for so long and not know it and just be infecting everybody because nobody can tell if they have it or not.
Continue to recommend to the public very clearly that you can't tell who's infected. And so that's why...
How convenient. Oh man, how fucking convenient that you can't tell who's infected. It's like, oh my, like, why can't people see this? Anything and everything that they can use to their advantage, they're using. Everything. And if, tables turn and something happens and they gotta, make a different turn, they'll just make the turn. Why? Because everybody just seems to just say, okay, guys, you're going left? Alright, we're going left. It's a fucking joke, man.
You have to continue to social distance. That's why you need to continue to maintain 6 feet apart.
Listen to this. The novel coronavirus is more likely to be with us for another season or two, depending on when a vaccine is ready, which we know this is all about. Non-stop about the vaccine. With the second season expected to be much milder than the first, especially if there's a vaccine, see? Only if there's a vaccine will we ever get back to...
It's milder? Like, then what is the point of getting that? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing it for? If it's not going to help. If people are still going to die. It just, like, it doesn't... Why aren't people questioning this stuff? Why do people blindly just say, okay, daddy, yep, okay, give it to me? Why, man?
Some, sort of normalcy, according to them.
Yeah, because until we get almost everybody vaccinated globally, we still won't be fully back to normal.
If we have a vaccine by next winter, that would be a game changer, but there's no guarantee we'll have it. But if we don't have a vaccine, we'll have another season of it, and hopefully by the following season, we will have a vaccine. This is crazy. Listen to that. They're saying that if we don't get this magical vaccine right now, that we're going to, get another wave of this. But listen how they say that we'll have another season of it, and hopefully by the following season, we will have a vaccine. So if we don't, it's going to continue to get worse. That's their whole thing. A vaccine or no life. A vaccine or none of your rights anymore. Simple as that. And once again, they want to push these tests so bad. It is non-stop about testing. U.S. will conduct up to 40 million tests per month. As of Wednesday, around 4.5%, or 14.9 million of the U.S. population of nearly 330 million people have been tested for the virus, according to the latest figures from who else? Of course, Johns Hopkins University. Nearly 314 million people in America have yet to be tested. See, it's all about testing, and they're going to continue to use that and say, well, we don't know where we're at because we don't have the testing. And we already know they're going door to door with all these tracers and trackers to completely destroy any privacy that you had left and decide if they want to take you if you don't take the test, take you if you do take it, etc., etc. All we know is that this has been about testing this whole time and then getting all your rights suspended and then leading to the mandatory vaccines. And here you go, vaccine on target for December. As of Wednesday, around 125 potential novel coronavirus vaccines were reported to be under evaluation, according to the latest report from the World Health Organization. 125 different types of vaccine. Back in March, the U.S. began the first human trial for a potential COVID-19 vaccine, which was developed by the biotechnology firm Moderna. The first phase of the trial for the mRNA-1273 vaccine is being conducted at Seattle-based Kaiser Permanente Washington Health Research Institute. Okay, and remember that this type of a vaccine, the mRNA, they are DNA manipulators. They completely mess with your DNA. It is horrible what they are doing. And listen, right here, this is great. The Moderna trial is one trial, but hopefully by late summer / early fall, there will be more than one trial at play. And if things work out, we hope to get an efficiency signal by late fall / early winter. And if that's true,
it's just like how they have this planned out so well. Almost like it was planned before. We know it's all premeditated because it's always well planned out. This is why they watch us. This is why, that's exactly what it shows. It shows how well the television, essentially the culture that they've given to us and fed us, it's worked so well that people just can't see what they're doing right now at all. It really shows you how well it's working. Literally to the point where you'll have people attack you and tell you you're fucking losing your mind because they believe that this is how life is. This is what life is. And like nothing's wrong.
and there's always a big if, because it's entirely conceivable that the vaccine will not work. That should just scream at you.
It's entirely conceivable that the vaccine will not work. It's just like, can't you see that they're planning ahead? They plant little seeds so that when they're giving themselves options. You know, if this doesn't work, then we'll do this or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm just happy to be here to point it out.
They're just going to give out all this poison, and they're telling you flat out it still may not work. Just like the flu. I'm going to leave the link to this article and the other articles that I bring up, so you can go ahead and go back and look at all of this and read all of this. But I just want you to see how much they're pushing this next wave that's coming in. And, you know, it sure seems like they are leading the stories where, you know, you can see where they're going with their agenda, leading towards, you know, complete chaos, going back to lockdown, because that's all they're saying nonstop is that we're not listening. And guess what that means? The second wave is coming and you better be ready for it. But I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I just wanted to tell you all it's great to be back. It's great to be able to make a video again and start getting this information back out to all of you and to all of your families that, desperately need this.
It's so weird that I said that. I'm just glad to be here. And then boom. I swear I never watched this guy's videos before. That was cool. That was really weird though.
Information to be spread by all of us. Please continue to stay in the Word. Please continue to pray as much as possible. Pray every single day. The more we can pray against this evil, the better off we are all going to be. Don't ever lose your faith. Don't ever fear what they are pushing out non-stop. We will get through this. We just have to continue to spread the information. Thank you all so much. I hope all of you and your families are doing well, and I will talk to you soon. God bless.